All right. So as I said, we are coming back. Here we are. I'm continuing with what we were discussing before about ectopic pregnancy and my experience with ectopic pregnancy and what went down. So a lot of women have been through pregnancy loss. And I mean, I know that this focuses on ectopic pregnancy, to be specific, but there are also miscarriages that happen. You know, you have people who are looking forward to having a child for years. They've done everything. They try everything. Everything you can think of, they've done it, and it's still not possible because they keep losing it. The thing about ectopic pregnancy is you're fertile, right? You can have a kid. You can get pregnant. But knowing you can get pregnant and carry that child is I would say is far worse than knowing that there's a possibility that you struggle to get pregnant. And here's why. You get pregnant and you experience an ectopic pregnancy instead of a miscarriage. You experience an ectopic pregnancy. So it's like a slap in the face. You can have the child, but one little mistake or one little slip up, and there you go, boom, you lose it. It's like a slap in the face. So you can get pregnant. You are fertile, but it's like a slap in the face. And this is what I want to touch base on now, the emotional turmoil of it all. It's painful. It's freaking painful. And it's even more painful when you were expecting this, when you wanted this, when you were planning on this, when you made all the sacrifices for this to happen. It's even worse compared to persons who didn't even know they were pregnant. I believe, and I'm speaking from my experience, that's what I believe, okay? What I believe is that persons who plan for this and they go through ectopic pregnancy, it's even worse for them. All right? So you can't just look at someone and say, oh, cheer up, right? No, it's not like that. You have to allow the person to heal. You have to allow them to go through it, whatever it is, however long it takes. Because one of the things that comes with going through a miscarriage or an ectopic pregnancy, my focus is ectopic pregnancy. Let's stop talking about miscarriage right now. One of the things that happen when you go through an ectopic pregnancy is fear. You're afraid to try again because, especially if it was tubal, if there was no reconstructive surgery, you got one tube. If it so happens that you experience another ectopic pregnancy, your chances are over. I had a tubal ectopic pregnancy. I got one tube. Every time I think about it, I feel like half a woman or half a person. I remember when I was in the hospital and the doctor, I think his name was Dr. Mark, I remember. And he said, honey, we don't do reconstructive surgery here. So we took it out. It was ruptured. It was ruptured in a way. Yes, miracle or magic could have happened and it could be reconstructed. But he said, sweetheart, it was so ruptured, we had to just take it out. So I'd be walking around with one tube. And I was like, but what are my chances of having kids ever again? And it was like, well, it's possible. But just remember that if you do plan on getting pregnant again, make sure that you take all the necessary precautions to ensure that it is where it's supposed to be. Because if it isn't where it's supposed to be, you're gonna have to terminate. You have to terminate. And here's why you have to terminate. The fetus cannot develop in the tube, and you can't move it from the tube and put it in the freaking uterus. You can't do that. Wish you could, but you can't do that. So if it so happens that if you have another ectopic pregnancy, that's it. Finito. Done. Cannot. Your chances are over. And that is the fear. I have that fear. It's so strong. It's beyond intense. I mean, sorry about the mic. I want another child. Of course I want another kid. But I'm afraid of going through that again. What if I don't survive it this time? I'm afraid of going through an ectopic pregnancy again. I'm afraid of going through the loss again. I'm afraid of what are the chances that I will have a miscarriage because I had an ectopic pregnancy? What are the chances that I'm even freaking fertile? What are the chances that I can even get pregnant again with one freaking tube? What if the tube that I have left is a dummy tube? What if it doesn't? So I had a lot of what ifs. Still do have a lot of what ifs. So there's a lot of emotional turmoil. There's a lot of issues. There are lots of concerns connected with this one thing that a lot of persons have been through, but they don't know how to talk about it. They don't know how to relate it. They don't know how to express what they went through. I was dying. I was freaking dying. And I didn't know I was dying. And it hurts. Not that it hurts that I was dying, but it hurts that I lost my kid. I think about it. I think about her. I imagine her. I love her. But I'm afraid to even try again or even think about trying again. I want to get to the point where I could try again, but I'm afraid of it. Terrified because I don't want to go through that kind of loss again, because if it happens again, that's it. That's gonna be it. So when someone goes through this kind of loss, you have to give them time. Don't make them feel like they should be ashamed of what happened, or let them feel like it was a big mistake and they should have known better, or let them feel like, okay, the support isn't there and it's never going to happen. I know of a situation where someone was going through an ectopic pregnancy and she brought it to about 7 months and it still didn't live. That baby still died because it cannot. They were trying to see if they could bring the baby to full term, but it couldn't happen. Didn't happen. It's not possible. It's in the wrong place. Wrong place. And a lot of us are going through ectopic pregnancies in our life. And I'm speaking metaphorically. You're in the wrong place. And no matter how you try to shift, to implant yourself somewhere where you think you should be, you can't just shift. You can't just pick up the pieces and just shift over. You have to do the proper, you have to go through the proper channels. You have to go through the proper procedures, the proper growth to get to that place. Some of us are freaking ectopic pregnancies. We are in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. But the good thing is that unlike the literal ectopic pregnancy, you can make a change so you can be repositioned for the right place. So when that pregnancy should happen again, you're in the right place. When that opportunity should show itself again, you're in the right place. When that new job, when that new friendship, when that new relationship, when that new financial boost should show itself again, you're in the right place. That's the advantage that you have that many fetuses would never have when they are an ectopic fetus. So I'm trying to bring some awareness to this situation that you're not alone. And this is not something that I would say, okay, is common. Because I remember when I was talking to the nurse and I said, what is the statistics on this? And she's like, because I couldn't understand. I was like, what happened? What did I do? Is it my diet? Is it what could cause this? And she's like, it just happens. It just happens. Because sometimes things just happen. I wasn't planning on getting pregnant. But I did. Wish I had the baby. I didn't. I understand. Hurts like hell. I suffered through it by myself like hell. couldn't talk about it because I wasn't allowed to talk about it. But the point I'm making is, I'm sorry, this ring. If you are out there, if you are out there and, sorry, and you are, or do you know someone who's going through this? There are organizations out here that can help you. There are organizations out here that thrives on this kind of support that they give, because you're not dealing with people who knows nothing about your situation. You're dealing with people who knows exactly what you're going through because they've been through it. Some persons have been through it and never recover. You're going through that kind of thing. The difference with an ectopic pregnancy and a miscarriage, you can have multiple miscarriages. You are only entitled to two ectopic pregnancies. You only have two fallopian tubes. That's it. Miscarriages, you can have multiple miscarriages and end up having a child later on, despite the multiple miscarriages. I mean, maybe a slim chance, but it's a possibility. Ectopic, over. So it's a genuine loss that, as women, some of us, we have to be compassionate. We have to be understanding. We have to show care. You don't know what someone's going through. I suffered for years. That baby would have been born in 2016. She would have been born November 2016. I suffered for years. I suffered for 2 years. I ignored it for 2 full years before I even acknowledged that I experienced it or went through it. Whenever I would remember something like that, I would just push it to the back of my mind because I felt like it was something I should be ashamed of. But I'm not freaking ashamed anymore. I haven't been for a couple of years. I don't give a shit. Yes, I was pregnant. Yes, I lost it. I was pregnant. My kid was 7 months old when I was. Big whoop. It's sad. It's terrifying. It hurts. It hurts. I lost my freaking child. It hurts. It really hurts. And the fear is lingering. It's ever lingering. It's so, if you give into it, it consumes you. And that fear will make you feel like, oh shit, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to experience that kind of loss again, because this time I'll actually be planning for the pregnancy and then I lose it. Frig that, right? But there are people out here who's been through it. There are people out here who knows how to help you walk through it. And there are people out here who knows what you're going through, whether it is that you're angry, you're depressed, you're grieving, you're jealous of other pregnant women, whether it is that you're numb. Numbness was my feeling for years. Whether it is that you're numb, whether it is that you're going through denial, whether it is that you fail to accept that you lost your kid, whether it is that you're kind of going cuckoo, there's someone out here who's been through that exact thing that you've gone through. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts like a million shock waves kind of hurt. And I feel like ever since that day, I've dreamt about her a couple of times after. I've dreamt about the experience a couple of times after. I have freaking nightmares. I'm afraid to go to sleep because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to dream about it. And I felt like I wasn't embracing her. I wasn't embracing that loss. And I decided now that's all going to change. I'm embracing her now. I'm embracing that loss. And I'm embracing that pain. I'm finally giving myself the chance to grieve the loss of my child. I'm finally giving myself the chance to really grieve the loss of my child. I didn't know how. I didn't know if I should. I didn't know what to do. So I told myself, okay, Renee, just let it all in. Just feel it. Feel it. Feel it. That's it. Just feel it. So I'm gonna end. I'm gonna end this little contribution to Pregnancy Loss Awareness Week. I'm gonna end this little contribution that I'm making here, and I'm gonna let you know that if you're watching this, and you feel like you've been through it, whether it's a miscarriage or an ectopic pregnancy, it's a pregnancy loss, and it's painful and it hurts. There are people here who can help you through it. There are people here who can comfort you. People here who understands what you've been through, because we've been through it too. We've been through a freaking loss. We've been through it. So we know what you're going through. We know. Sucks. Sometimes I feel like I want to get pissed, but I'm like, what are you going to get pissed at? You didn't even know you were freaking pregnant. But that doesn't mean I can't get pissed. So, that said, I'm sorry I'm leaving you guys on a sad note because I'm feeling really sad right now. I'm trying not to be sad. I'm trying not to be sad so badly. I'm trying not to be sad. With that said, I think I'm just gonna leave you guys with that same quote that I did before. Women who are valued become women of valor. We need to value ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves. You can't wait for anyone to do it for you. We need to do it for ourselves. We need to do it for us. You need to do it for you. I need to do it for me. And if you are going through a loss, if you are battling something, I get it. You're not alone. I get it. I don't care what it is. I don't care how you might think that your situation is unique. I get it. I understand. I get it. If you're going through a loss, I get it. I get it. So, I'm gonna take my sad face and my sad ass out off this screen right now. But you're not alone. I'm going to put in the description the link to the organization that I've been silent in. I am gonna start putting myself out there where this organization is concerned. I'm gonna try and connect with them because this is still new to me. It's still new to me. The process that I'm going through, it's still new to me because I didn't deal with it when it happened. So this process, like, it's fresh for me. So I am going to, right now, I'm just silently accepting their support. But it's what it is. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for watching. I look forward to hearing about your experiences too. And I just want you to know, I get it. And I love you. I love you so much. And I understand the pain that you are going through. I understand the devastation that this may cause. I understand how you feel, whether it's numbness, anger, you're grieving the loss in different ways. I love you and I get it. I love you. Bye. Peace out, guys. Bye.